Hello everyone, this is The Question, and I am back with my second half of June manga haul for June 2022. I split this one into two parts. The first half went up a few weeks ago, and this is everything I got in the second half of June. So as you can see here, quite a bit. I got some box sets, some older stuff, and then I got some Right Stuff packages with newer stuff and then some back-ordered stuff. So good mix, lots of great stuff. Like always, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments or any recommendations, let me know in the comment section, any questions, and let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the box sets. Right Stuff this month sent me box sets 1 and 2 of One Piece. If you haven't been following my channel, maybe 5 or 6 months ago, with a birthday coupon, I placed an order for all 4 box sets of One Piece. They sent me volume 4 or box set 4 pretty immediately, and then box set 3 a little while ago, and now sent me 1 and 2. So I now have all 4 of the One Piece box sets. This is a series that I've only read the very first omnibus of, and that was back when it originally came out, so maybe 10 years ago. So quite a long time. This is a series that I've always been interested in, even though I'm not really into shonen action series that much, but I really enjoyed that first omnibus, and I've heard enough good things about this that I decided to bite the bullet and give this, you know, almost 100 volumes now, or at 100 volumes now, long series a chance. So here is box set 1. As you can see here, quite a, it's got the 1 through 23. And then in box set 2, we have 24 through 46. So for the people who weren't able to get these box sets and have been waiting on them, just know, don't pay scalper prices for these box sets. One Piece is the best-selling manga series of all time. It's a series that they always restock. You're not going to have to worry about them not reprinting these box sets. So don't spend more than retail for these box sets. Just wait. Like I said, I got all 4 within the last 5 months. So, they come back in stock. You should be able to find them. But just don't spend way more than you need to for these box sets. So those are the 2 box sets I got from Right Stuff. And since we had the Right Stuff box sets, let's go ahead and go through the other Right Stuff pickups I got. Small amount of pre-orders and then some back order and sale stuff. So starting with the pre-orders, we have Komi Can't Communicate Volume 19. This series keeps on going. We have Alice in Borderland Volume 2. We have a new Denpa series. This is Vampires, and I really love the artwork of this. The cover and the design of this book is what made me grab it. Made me pre-order it. This is, as far as I'm aware, is a Vampire Yuri series, and I've heard good stuff about it, so looking forward to checking this out. We have the 9th volume of Witch Hat Atelier, Volume 9. This is my favorite ongoing series. Fantastic artwork, great story. I'm caught up through Volume 7. But now I think I'm just going to wait until the series concludes and then reread through the whole thing. That's kind of how I like enjoying series. But glad to have Volume 9. We have the final volume of Penguin and House. This is a shorter 3-volume series. This is just a cute Kodansha book. You can see here, like it says, an adorable slice of life. Just really cute penguin artwork. Looking forward to checking this shorter series out. We have Blue Lock Volume 1. I'm not usually into sports manga. I really don't have any interest in soccer. So the only reason I pre-ordered this, I've heard lots of people rave about it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And it's a fairly thick volume. This is a Kodansha release. It is fairly thick, so not, definitely a decent amount of pages here. And then we have some autobiographical manga that I had pre-ordered. We have an ongoing called X Gender. This is X Gender Volume 1, and this is the 7 Seas release. This is about a non-binary person or ex-gender living life and finding love in Japan. And yeah, this one's not in color. This is a black and white one. We have a Viz release. This is To Strip the Flesh. This is, as far as I'm aware, a short story collection about a transgender character. And artwork for this one. And we have My Brain is Different, Stories of ADHD and Other Developmental Disorders. Another autobiographical, this one another a 7Cs release. And then we'll start going, I think that's all the pre-orders. There's a couple volumes in here that I'm not sure if they were either pre-orders or they came out in the last month or two, and I just hadn't pre-ordered them, so start going through this stuff. So first off, I got a bunch of volumes of a series that I've been wanting to collect, but I never grabbed volumes because I had heard it was out of print, and the Yen Press just announced that it is going to be going back, they're going to be reprinting it. So I went ahead and grabbed all the volumes that Right Stuff had in stock. So that series is Barakomon. So I've heard great stuff about this series. And they had, I think, 4 or 5 volumes in stock. And Right Stuff is still showing that this series is out of print. It doesn't allow you to order any of those other volumes. But like I said, Yen Press mentioned on their Twitter that this series was going to be reprinted either later this year or early next year. So I grabbed volumes 1, volume 4, volume 8, volume 12, and this volume, which is 18+1. I think this is like a fan book type thing that ends the series. And then I found out while searching about this series that there is a sequel series or prequel series, and so I grabbed the volumes of that they had in stock, and that is Honda-kun. So I went ahead and grabbed volumes 1, 2, and 4, and that's the 3 volumes of that series that they had in stock. I think this one's quite a bit shorter series than Barakomon, and this one I'm not sure if it's going to be reprinted, but I went ahead and grabbed these anyways. And then I also, I had the issues or the volumes of Real that I was out of, or that I did not have. I went ahead and had those back ordered from Right Stuff, and they sent me another one in this box, and that was volume 2. So I think I'm just missing maybe 3 or 4 volumes left, and I'll have this whole series. Then I grabbed the 2 volumes of Monologue Woven for You. I've heard really good things about this series. I'm pretty sure this is a Yuri series, and this is full color, and this is volume 1, and then I also got volume 2. So I'm not sure if that ends the series, if there's going to be more, if it's just a 2-volume series, but I got volumes 1 and 2 of that. I picked up, the 2 of them are pretty much like this. This is another one that's gotten good reviews that looked interesting to me. Then we have I Married My Best Friend to Shut My Parents Up. And then we have this one I don't know too much about, other than obviously it's based on the character from The Ring, or Ringu, Sadeko-san and Sadeko-chan. And I think this is kind of like more of like a slice of life between these 2 characters instead of a horror, more comedy related than horror. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. It just kind of looked bizarre, so I figured I'd grab it. And I don't know, I know this is a one-shot, but I don't know if there's any more of these kind of in this series, but I grabbed that. Okay, and then I also grabbed some volumes of another Yuri series that I've heard great things about, and that is Bloom Into You. This is kind of one of the most higher rated ones, and this is one that I've always wanted to grab. I just had been putting it off, so went ahead and bit the bullet and ordered the whole set of this. There is a few volumes that are back ordered, but they sent me volume 1, volume 2, volume 4, volume 5, Volume 8, and Anthology Volume 1. So I think there's a few of these anthology volumes also, and so I don't know too much about them. I'm assuming, like most anthologies, these are kind of stories in the same universe by different creators, so I'm assuming that's what this is, and I know there's a few of them, but if I'm going to read a series, I'm going to grab these also. So that's all the Bloom Into You that they had in stock. And then we've got a few volumes of Love Me For Who I Am. I got volume 1 of this from Cheap Manga earlier, and so I'm trying to grab the other volumes of this. They had volume 2 in stock, and volume 5. And then a very long time ago, I think maybe the winter sale, Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji, volumes 1 and 2 were on sale. And so they had volume 1 in stock. Volume 2's been back ordered for like 6 months, and they finally got more in, so they sent me volume 2 of this. I've not started reading this series, and I now have volumes 1 through 3. I do know that this one takes forever to come out with new volumes, so I might just wait. This is a Denpa release. I might just wait until the whole thing's out before I actually start reading it. There's that. And then I grabbed some Devilman stuff. I grabbed volumes 1 of Devilman vs. Hades and volume 3. So I have volume 2 that I got from Cheap Manga, so now I have the whole series. This is a completed 3-volume series. And then another one of those winter sale backorder things they finally sent me was Devilman, the Classic Collection Volume 2. This one, I wasn't sure if it was going to come back in stock. It had been selling on the secondary market for, I've seen it going for like $60 to $100 for this Volume 2 because people weren't thinking it was going to come back in stock, but it did. And so now I have both volumes of this. I'm really looking forward to checking out this series. This is a classic. I think this is from the 70s series, and like it says here, the epic conclusion to Go Nagai's manga masterwork. So that was it for Right Stuff. And I have one little stack here that is from Barnes & Noble. So Suki Notes had released a video maybe last week listing some recommendations for BL manga. I have a small amount of BL manga in my collection, but it's not something that I'm that knowledgeable about. So I was definitely looking for recommendations, and she had a bunch of them that looked interesting to me. So I went ahead and grabbed some of those. So to start off with, we have our Dining Table. This is a one-shot. It's a 7 Seas release. And this one looked like a cute slice of life kind of BL manga. Really looking forward to this one. I grabbed My Summer of You Volume 2. This is a 2-volume series. Volume 1 was out of stock in store, but I was able to order it from Barnes & Noble online. So I have that one coming. So I got Volume 2 of this series. And then another one she recommended was Until I Meet My Husband, the manga. This is based on a true story that was, I think, originally a novel, and then they did a manga adaptation of it, and that's what this is. Looking forward to this one. And then some other books I got were How Do We Relationship Volume 1. The Case Files of Jeweler Richard Volume 1. I think this originally was a light novel, and now there's a manga adaptation of it, if I'm not mistaken. This just, the back, the description of the story looked like, kind of piqued my interest, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And then I also got Volume 2 of Alice in Kyoto Forest. This is a new Tokyo Pop series. I don't have a lot of new Tokyo Pop stuff. This was one of the only series that I actually started collecting. And I did read Volume 1. It was just okay, nothing too impressive. The cover is great, but nothing to blow you away. But I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one and seeing if it gets better. And I'm actually not sure if this is the final volume or not. It doesn't say on here, but I kind of get in the vibe that this is not going to be a long series, so this might be the final volume. And that was everything from Barnes & Noble. The last new book that I got was this book called Bat Kid, and I got this directly from the small publisher, and it is Bubble Zine. I got it straight from their website, and this is a release they have of a classic baseball manga from the 40s, from the late 40s, And this is the first time this has been in English. It's just a really nice release. It's kind of, you've got color pages in here. You can see, you've got, there's some essays in here. Talks about baseball manga and kind of its history. Just if you're into the history of manga, I highly recommend grabbing this, supporting this smaller publisher so that way they continue to release books like this. Because, you know, it's good to have a wide variety of manga that you like to read and kind of learn about where manga started and where it is now. So definitely check this one out, and that is all my new books. So now let's go ahead and move on to all the used stuff I picked up. Okay, so let's start off. I've got a bunch of used stuff. A lot of this is from local used book and media stores that I've went to over the last week. And then I have a few pickups here that are from eBay or Amazon third-party sellers. So let's go ahead and start getting through them. First off, I got a couple volumes of Anonymous Noise. I keep finding a few volumes here or there of this series, and I think I have 7 volumes now. So they had volumes 2 and 4, which I grabbed. I grabbed 2 volumes of this 7 Seas series. I think this is only a 3-volume series, if I'm not mistaken, and that is Ghost Diary. Don't know too much about it. It didn't have like amazing reviews on Goodreads, but I figured I'd check it out anyways. I do enjoy these shorter 7 Seas series, so they had volumes 1 and 2. I found volume 1 of Kami-sama Kiss. This is a series that I actually have this whole series back ordered on Right Stuff. It was on sale for a decent price, and then I also had a coupon, so I think the whole series I have back ordered for like $5.50 a volume. But you know, they had volume 1 for cheap at the store, so I just went ahead and grabbed it, and it was in good shape. We have volume 1 of Living Room Matsunaga-san. Don't know too much about this other than the fact that it's obviously like a romantic comedy, and don't know if this is ongoing or how long this is or if this is completed, but I love grabbing just random volumes of series that I'm going to be interested in, and then later down the line, maybe I'll grab more. I found 2 volumes of this series. This is a series I've wanted to collect for a while, ever since I found all of Video Girl Eye. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, if this is Eyes, I'm not sure, but these were like $4.99 a piece, and so I grabbed volume 1 and volume 2. That's all they had of that. I found volume 3 of Alice and Zoroku. This is actually the final volume I needed, so I now have volumes 1 through 9. And I thought this series was finished, but according to Wikipedia, it's still ongoing, so I'm not sure how much farther this is going to go on with, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. Next, we have a series that the only thing I really know about this series is that it started out as an anime, and then they did a manga adaptation of it, and that is Eureka 7. So they had these 2 giant manga collection omnibuses at the used store, and both of these were like $15 total. So I figure even if I don't like them, or if they end up not interesting me, I'll just go ahead and pass them along to someone else. And like it says here, this is a 3-in-1. So they had volume 1 of this, and they also had volume 2, and these were in pretty good shape. So if you know anything about this series, or if you enjoy this series, recommend it, let me know. I found volume 3 of Strawberry Fields once again. This, as it says on the cover, is the final volume. A series I've always wanted to grab. Just happened to find a random volume, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So now I need 1 and 2. Now some of the more rarer stuff. I found a random volume of Reiko the Zombie Shop, Volume 2. This is an older Dark Horse out-of-print horror series. I actually don't know too much about this series other than I see it in a bunch of manga tubers videos who collect out of print and more horror related stuff, they generally will have this series or these volumes in their collection, and so I went ahead and grabbed the only volume of this that they had. And then they also had 2 volumes of a series that I've heard good stuff about. We have Sayonara Zetsubu Sensei, The Power of Negative Thinking. This is a Del Rey long out of print series that was actually never completed in English. So there's that, and they had volumes 1 and 2, both in fairly great shape. I miraculously found another couple volumes of Cromartie High School. So when I found volume 1, I figured that was as lucky as I was going to get. That's kind of the easier one to find. But I managed to find at 2 different stores a volume of Cromartie High School. We have volume 3 and volume 6. This is an ADV manga, and this is another one long out of print, never completed in English. But I now have 2 more volumes of that, and I think these were like $6 a piece. I found Hellgirl Volume 1. This is another one of those books or series that I see in kind of those out-of-print horror collectors collections. Don't know too much about it. Wish they would have had more, but they only had Volume 1, so I grabbed that. Then we have a Axe alternative manga. It says Volume 1, but I think this is the only one that ever came out. This is from Top Shelf. This is a manga collection of independent, more experimental kind of stories from a bunch of different manga creators. I actually used to own this volume back when I read American comics. I picked this up on clearance back 10 years ago, maybe when it first came out. And now this volume is actually getting a little rarer. I see it usually going for about 40, 50 bucks, but they had it, I think I paid $20 for this, which is not too bad. I've been wanting to get this back in my collection. There's that. And then another one of these nice releases that I found. This is actually a manhwa, and I basically picked it up just based on the cover. I really like the artwork. Typed it into Goodreads. It's pretty critically acclaimed, so I had to grab it, and it's in really good shape. This is a drawn-in quarterly release, and I really like the art style. Definitely not your standard kind of manga or manhwa art style. I think this one was like 14 bucks, and this retails for 30, so it's a pretty thick book. And then I actually also found some clearance stuff at my local used stores, which they usually don't have a lot of manga in the clearance section, especially not any that's usually ex-library copies or stuff that's in really rough shape. And I found 2 volumes of What Did You Eat Yesterday by Fumi Yoshinaga. This is a series that I wasn't planning on picking up. I've been grabbing a lot of her stuff, but I'm not big into cooking manga or cooking in general. But these were like $1.99 a piece, so I went ahead and grabbed them. And I think this is still ongoing. This is a vertical release, and so they had volumes 9 and volume 11, so I grabbed those. And then I got one of the holy grails of manga. Everybody should have this in their collection. I got the 2 volumes of Avril Lavigne's Make 5 Wishes, volumes 1 and 2. This is as it says on the back, a Del Rey manga trade paperback original. That's how you know it's quality. They had volumes 1 and volume 2. These were like 99 cents a piece, so obviously mispriced because they should have been quite a bit more than that. As you can see, fantastic artwork. These are full color. I'm sure most of you already have this in your collection, but I am glad to finally have it. We have both volumes of this. And that was all from my used, from the actual local stores. And then from eBay, I was able to find for a really good price, Lullabies from Hell. If you remember my part 1, I got a bunch of Hino horror volumes from Hideshi Hino, and this is not part of that series, but this is a out-of-print Dark Horse release, and this is in pretty good shape, and it was a really good price, so I'm glad to have this as part of my Hino collection. really bizarre artwork. I was able to grab, this was from an Amazon third-party seller, and I was able to grab volume 1 of Lady Snowblood. So in part 1, I think I had volume 2 of this, and now I have volumes 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are a lot more expensive, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those, but at least I have volumes 1 and 2 of Lady Snowblood now. I have seen the movie of this. I know there's like a movie collection on Criterion, but I have seen the very first one of these a long time ago, and I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm looking forward to checking these out. And then if you remember from one of my previous videos, I got, or might have just been my part 1, I got Hotel Harborview, a very old Viz release on the Viz Spectrum line. And so there's only 3 volumes, or 3 books as part of this Viz Spectrum line. So I figure I might as well grab the other 2. And I was able to find both of them for a really cheap price. This is the one that they sent, that I've gotten so far. The other one will probably be in my July video because I haven't received it yet. But I got Saber Tiger, and this one, as you can see, it has that same, it came in that same plastic kind of sheet with lines in it that I really liked from the Hotel Harborview. So this must be how they came from Viz. Like I said, this is an old Viz Spectrum release. It's kind of about the size of like your standard American trade paperback, maybe a little thinner, but really looking forward to checking this out and having this in my collection. And I'll have the other one to show you, like I said, in July. Yeah, just some really nice artwork in here. And that is Saber Tiger, and that was it. And that is it for the month of June. So if you didn't watch part 1, go ahead and go back and watch that video. And with these 2 videos, that'll be everything that I got. If you have any questions, like I said at the beginning, go ahead and let me know. Anything you think I should prioritize. But yeah, I'll see you next month when I have my hauls for the month of July. Everybody have a great rest of your month and have a good one.